Hi everyone, you guys are back here today in Base Talk episode 4. We're all at Common Space based in Bukit Bintang KL, and we're actually two hosts for today. I'm Nurin, and this is also another Nurin.
Yeah, but you guys can call me Nunu for short. So let's hear from our guests. We have 3 special guests here. Thank you guys for coming to Common Space today for this podcast. So can we start with you?
My name is Muhammad Kamal bin Abdurrahman. You can call me Kamal. I recently completed my foundation in social sciences from the University of Malaya.
Hi, my name is Aidan. It's Hafari against my Faisal. I just completed my foundation in College Marah, Kuala Nerang in engineering and technology, and currently pursuing degree in cybersecurity in Asia Pacific University.
And I'm Madeline, but I prefer to be called by Matt. So I just finished foundation in science in Sunway as well, and I'm also pursuing cybersecurity in Sunway.
Yeah, and all of us are coming here to come together to talk about a really, I wouldn't say relatable to everyone, but definitely important to our listeners today. The topic is educational horizons, opportunities and realities in Malaysia. Hope you guys can enjoy our conversations today. If you guys don't mind, can you share your personal experience studying at a local university, and what were some of the highlights throughout, gaining experiences during studying there? I think Kamal can start.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So personally for me, the experience that I had at University of Malaya, I made a lot of friends. But to highlight to you, the most impactful part of my journey in University of Malaya was winning the Inter-Foundation debate competition, earning the title Best Speaker. I believe that was the highlight of my university life. I'm sure life at a local university presents you with so many different opportunities and many means of study. As long as you work hard, you'll definitely find your way throughout local unis.
Okay.
Well, for me, this might seem like doesn't correlate what we're saying, but at the time, I just finished class. I think it was physics, and for some reason, my class wanted to take a photo together, and for me, that was like a really highlight because it just felt like we were like a family. So,
Was it like very nostalgic kind of
It
thing?
like touched my heart because like suddenly everyone group up and take a photo. Like that never happened in high school.
I
And
see.
That's why it hit me. It's like my personal experience in College Marah. Everybody's like your family, so don't be scared.
I see. Right.
For me, it's mostly about extracurricular activities. So my specific college had a lot of different types of clubs and societies. I really had fun with them. I think volunteering was really fun to me because I didn't have that experience back home. So being able to engage in these types of like different clubs, student leadership bodies, was really fun to experience.
I see. Okay, that's great. I just wanted to also ask more about how did you decide to attend or enroll in the particular university or college that you're in right now, and if you're a scholar, how did being a scholar influence your decision to attend that university that you're in right now or college?
Basically for me, it's just because Malaya is number one, So there is no other reason to not choose Malaya.
Yeah, true.
So for me, what heavily influenced me is the legacy and the name that Malaya brought. The educators there, we know that it's well defined by its academic brilliance. So I decided to go for Malaya to improve my academics.
I see. Okay, what about other guests?
Okay, for me, there wasn't really like a decision that I could choose overseas or local ones, but because my dad really endorsed me, okay, and then you have to take the cybersecurity. You have to take cybersecurity. Right now the job market is huge.
Yeah.
And at first I did enter foundation in APU, but after getting the Mara scholar, I decided okay, I'm gonna go to APU anyways.
Yeah.
So might as well have a loan and make it much more cheaper, right?
Understand.
I see.
How about you, Max?
So for me, since private and public universities have different types of intakes, so I studied one month in STM, another one in metrics, then I moved to foundation. So I really saw a huge difference in terms of living conditions is one thing, and another one I think it's the syllabus. So for STPM it was really intensive I think, and it was hardcore for real. And I think transitioning to foundation, not only was I relocating to a new place, and I think that was very broadening as well, but also for foundation specifically, the subjects were more similar to SPM, so you can say it was a easier step to go through. So So I think those are the two dichotomies that I witnessed from attending local public school.
I see. What about like you guys punya academic journey in I know Pasum, KMKN and Sunway? Do you think it like brought a lot of difference compared to SPM? And if so, how exactly did you manage from transitioning to studying for SPM and for foundation or in Sunway and KMKN as well?
I mean, Pasum is known for how packed the schedule is, you know. Pasum
Oh,
is
yeah.
day in, day out studying, day in, day out studying. People say you wake up, you study, after you wake up, you study.
So you
That's
can
the
you can
Pasum,
confirm that it's true?
Yeah, that's definitely true. Partially, really. Yeah, the point is, when the transition between SPME and Foundation E was, I didn't really get the results that I wanted for SPM. So I had a sort of drive inside me. I had to prove to myself that I wasn't stupid and I was definitely smart. I graduated Pasum with a 3.8 CGPA, which is, for me, it's quite insane considering my highest CGPA in school was like 3.4. So the academic journey is difficult, but as long as you work hard, you make the right friends, you arrange your time, you'll be fine. There's no problem with that.
Okay, what about you guys?
Okay, for me, the transition from SPM to my foundation studies was like, for me, the biggest change because I remember in SPM, all of it was like mark scheme answer, mark scheme answer,
Yeah.
mark scheme answer. If you answer in a certain way that is wrong, that's no marks for you, no marks for you. For some reason, when I entered foundation, everything was very relaxing. The teachers weren't very forceful. If the word sounds more or less the same as the definition, it's also accepted. And foundation, they actually give you more in depth of what you're learning. You know, sometimes in SPM they just tell you, okay, you gotta know this fact. Don't ask why, just know this fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then like when I enter foundation, oh, so that's how it works.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like the biggest transition, and then get to like dive deep and understand more.
So, sorry, but so do you think like your studies during foundation is more applicable in your daily lives? Was it like that?
Yes.
Compared to SPM?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also want to say like actually for the first time I was really proud of my results. For first semester I got 4 flat. I haven't got my second semester yet. Hopefully it's also flat.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, what about you, Mads?
And I think to add on for foundation also, I think the institution focuses more on like soft skill development and group assignments, which is very new to us. And I think SPM does not have. So that was very interesting. Yeah, to help us prepare for like future like career development.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So just I like to add on that in university, group assignments are something you should really focus on because you're working with people. And working with people it's not as easy as it seems, you know. Sometimes you feel like, we can gather today, this time, that time, do this, do that, and then nothing goes to plan.
Right.
So just be ready, be prepared for the unexpected.
I
Ready
see.
for sleeping.
Okay. And then go on. with
Okay,
the next
so next, this question is for Maths. So how would you compare the quality of education at your university right now with the overseas universities that you know outside of Malaysia?
I think most definitely everyone would think that going to overseas, especially European countries or like the US,
Yeah.
is more prestige and it's more
Yeah.
quality as well, which I think that might be true. But just to add on, I think some strengths that local universities have, first and foremost, it's like a very comforting thing. They always come back and eat the local foods
Yeah,
that you
that's
want,
true.
you know. And I know a lot of friends overseas, they always are craving for like laksa here or things like that.
Yeah,
I
true.
think that's one of the unspoken benefits that we have studying here as well. But I think another thing is that people would undermine local study because it has a lesser opportunities to go to more locations or like have more like eye-opening experiences. But I think it also applies here. You're essentially going to a new environment as well, and you get to interact with foreign students, local students, but not from your culture. So I think in both overseas or local, you still get that same opportunity to learn more and open up and such.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. So this question is for Kamal. So what are some of the unique strengths at your universities or generally universities in Malaysia?
I think personally for me, because I want to study law,
Yeah.
Studying law overseas is it's fun, but you come back, you have to study for a different exam, and then after you pass the exam, don't need to take your license and become a lawyer in Malaysia solicitor, which is very difficult and tedious process. When you work here, when you study here, my bad, you actually get the chance to intern at the local firms here. I think that's one unique strength that allows you to become a better lawyer because you understand the demographic here in Malaysia itself. The courts in the UK is different compared to the courts in Malaysia. The advice you get from lawyers here are different from lawyers overseas. They can tell you something, but it's another way in a different country. So that's why I believe that studying at a local university for me, it's the perfect thing to do as I want to pursue law.
I see.
So what kind of law you're intended to like pursue
I am
in the future?
very interested. I know this might come off, as a surprise to those who are listening. Well, I'm interested in studying about family law.
It's like a bit more like a wider question. It's about the opportunities and resources that you have at your university, and how would you like describe the community and networking opportunities that you may find in your own place of studying? I think we can start with Aidan.
Okay, so you're talking about opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to point out that there's a big difference. And when I first entered, there was a big difference between MRSM opportunities and university opportunities. When I entered university, I remember I just played because I used to play tennis, right, in MRSM. So I just played, like I was playing at the court. I was playing really good, and then the coach came up to me, "Hey, do you want to represent the college?" I was just swinging a few at the wall. Do you want to represent the college? Like, oh, sure. And then I entered Kakong, which is between matrix lah. And then there are other opportunities as well. I joined the Nuclear Science Olympiad.
Yeah.
That was the first time in Malaysia because for me, I
You
think,
won, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great. Okay, Kamal.
They open up a bunch of opportunities for you, and as for the networking, for me, I don't see quite a networking as of right now. But for the opportunities, my advice to everyone is don't be scared and just take it. Sometimes they say, oh, you have to take this exam, it's like 1 hour. No, sorry, the Nuclear Science Olympiad was 2 hours. Just take it. It's like a qualification test. Just take it. It doesn't matter if you get it or you did not get it. The important thing is that you try. And when I entered the tennis tournament, I entered like hopes I could win, but I did not win. I lost at the group stage.
It's fine.
I did not win a single game, but
It's fine.
it was an experience for me. And then there's a bunch of opportunities. Just don't be scared to take it.
Alright. Maybe because I know how Matt also joined a lot of like involvements in Sunway, right? You're under UNICEF as well as TIA. So do you think being in Sunway push you to join or to involve yourself with that kind of activities, or do you think you would have the same kind of approaches if you were not in Sunway as well?
I would say I think being in an environment like Sunway University, they actually care about their clubs a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a very good entry point to actually learn the skills that you need to maybe participate in bigger capacities like UNICEF, because they do expect you to have like minimum project management skills, soft skills, etc.
Okay, what about Kamal? Your volunteering opportunities that you got?
Oh yeah, I'm actually part of a youth organisation, Angkatan Belia FLS. I hold the leadership and training exco in the organisation.
In Pasung, where is
No,
it?
not in Pasung. There's an organisation outside Pasung.
Outside of
okay,
Pasir.
okay.
In Pasung, I was chosen as a project director, unwillingly, but yeah.
Unwillingly.
That happens a lot.
Who should we blame? No.
Blame the voters.
Okay.
I will not mention the name of the person who said my name because he is very famous. But
Okay.
But yeah, throughout Pasung there weren't really many volunteering opportunities for me personally, but I saw my friends went a few times to help the anak yatim, the orphans, went to the rumah orang tua, old people's house, clean it up, give some money, play with the kids, masak for the kids, cook for the kids, my bad. So a lot of opportunities there, but me personally as someone who is part of an organisation outside of outside of my school, yeah, it's quite hard to find time to be active again because foundation is 10 months. 10 months is back. You cannot make a single mistake. I mean, you can make mistakes, but
Minimize it.
Minimize your
Minimize,
mistakes
yeah.
because 10 months is a very short time. And
It's
you have to
assignment based,
perform.
right?
Yeah, it's assignment based. So
Based on assignment.
based on assignment, carry marks over.
Yeah.
So you really have to focus on that. And being part of this organisation, I had to really juggle my time properly. So
How do you manage your time in PASUM? Considering 10 months is a very short span of time.
Very short span of time. For me, this is not what you should do, but this is what I did. I realized that in PASUM, I didn't have to make meaningful friendships or relationships in the first stage because I was there for 10 months.
Yeah.
At 10 months time, everybody would be bringing their own ways.
Yeah.
So I realized don't get attached to anybody, to anything. Just focus on my studies.
Yeah, actually that's a good mindset.
Yeah, that's what I did. So
I mean, it can be good to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also it might lead to loneliness. Always.
Unless you're okay with that.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, I wasn't really lonely. I'm part of many things, you know, the debate team, my NGO, I went
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah,
so,
through that you can make friends.
Yeah,
Right.
so I know a lot of people, but I'm never lonely.
Never lonely. Okay, great.
Okay, so the next question is directed to anyone. So, what advice would you give to students in Malaysia that wanted to pursue a higher level of education locally?
Yeah, maybe because you know how BASE is like a organization that focuses on scholarship essentials.
Yeah.
But if there were students who are still listening, but maybe they can't get to pass any stages for scholarships. So what do you say to them who might be discouraged about not getting any scholarships, but still there is hope. So
Yeah.
how what do you convey to them?
Yeah, or maybe in a case where they wanted to pursue overseas, but then they didn't get like any scholarship that can help them to go overseas, to go abroad, but they only have the chance to go local universities.
I am that student. Didn't get any scholarship. I'm currently at University Malaya, so you can do it. I'm actually applying for scholarships now. I'm applying for Maras WTU. I applied to UCAS directly to the university, United Kingdom universities. I got a conditional offer for a few universities already. I just have to get done with my IELTS, and then if I pass the minimum requirement, I can fly overseas. But still, don't be discouraged. I was discouraged because my SPM results wasn't as good as I expected it to be. But in PASUM, I managed to perform really well beyond my expectations. Plus, not only did I perform academically, I had many opportunities. I can say that after I went to PASUM, my resume became complete and perfect. So that was like, it's fun for me. It's good for
Yeah, like not just filling up your resume, but also in general, networking
Yes, I got
and
to know a
making
lot of
friends.
people.
Yeah.
Meaning there's always a chance for you to go to
Definitely.
overseas universities.
You can.
Not just like after SPM, but you might as well continue your
Yeah.
overseas studies during your degree.
Yes.
And if
There's
not,
no problem with
yeah,
it.
if not for degree or diploma ke apa, you can still apply for masters,
Masters,
as well as
PhD, yeah.
Even for UCAS, you can apply after you enroll in your first semester of degree using your first semester results. You can apply for UCAS as well. So you can still go to the UK. You just have to work hard to find a sponsor.
True. Okay, what about Aidan and Mats? Any advice that would you give to those students?
Just to add on to like more overseas opportunity, some local universities also allow exchange programs.
Yeah.
So if master's, PhD, degree, all those don't work out, that's also. But another thing is do extensive research. Do extensive research about the scholarships that are actually available here. So maybe for D40 children like me, there's actually needs-based scholarships targeted towards D40. So some can look towards that. Others, there's like sports-related.
That's true.
So definitely do a lot of research and look back at Basis podcast or like learn a lot more
Marketing.
about how you can make your resume. I think at the end of the day, degree qualifications is one thing, but it's also about your soft skills, how you apply, what intellectual skills you become.
I see.
I would like to continue, but for me this was like a bit of a sensitive topic because I did not get any like those like grammar scholarships and stuff. But this is something I want to advise to everyone that maybe they didn't get a scholarship, maybe they feel discouraged, is know what you want.
Yeah.
You must envision what you want and what you want to be. I remember one of the scholarship interviews, they asked me, it was a TNB one, they asked me, imagine there was a boy who's the same age as you, has all the same qualifications, everything, certificates, but is from a financially harder background. I said, will you give the scholarship to that person? For me, it was a hard question because I didn't know what to answer. But it was at that moment I realized that it doesn't matter if I get a scholarship, if I did not get a scholarship, I know what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I wanted to pursue, what I wanted to be, where I wanted to go. So this is my advice to everyone. This is more like an emotional advice rather than like
Motivation.
Yeah, don't worry.
Just keep your dreams alive
Yeah.
and
True.
hope for yourself. Hope is something you give to yourself. You cannot hope from other people.
Yeah,
You must come from hope from yourself.
So I think one takeaway there is like basically you need to know yourself and know what you want. Like basically have a sense of self where somehow lah macam you find ways that if you go any path pun you would still find yourself
Yeah.
loving that path.
Yeah.
You know, like because I think passion. Do you guys agree that passion outshines every other aspect?
Definitely,
yes.
Right. So. Yeah, definitely know what you want, and in order to do that, you need to do like Matt said. You need to do a lot of research. You
Yeah.
need to, get to know more people around you. So if you that kind of situation right now where you kind of stuck, I want to pursue this, but I cannot do so sebab I didn't secure any scholarship. But still, if you really want it, then you can find a way, like you know,
Yeah.
to go that path.
Yeah, and adding to what Aidan said just now, basically when there's hope, that's when motivation comes next. So by having those hope, you can actually achieve all of the things that you envision yourself to be in the future.
And if it's if it's not immediate to you, I think the time will come as long as you're consistently passionate about whatever that you're believing in.
Trust the process.
For the next question, I think there are still some students who kind of have this stereotype of studying overseas bring a lot more advantages compared to studying in local universities, and that is, I would say, a misconception, because as we have have this conversation, there's still a lot of things yang macam maybe not disclosed to everyone. Not everyone knows, because not everyone have the same experience as these guests have here. So what do you think are like some misconceptions that you might have heard from your relatives ke, your friends, about studying in local universities or colleges in general? Yeah, who want to start? Aidan or Kamal?
Common misconception about studying local is that it's not good enough. Education is not as good as outside Malaysia. But personally, it all comes down to the person itself, you know. If I were in the UK, let's say, for example, that wouldn't necessarily mean that I would be better than who I am right now. Personally, if I was in one of the preparation colleges for the international studies, I might not be as good or as smart as I am now if I didn't pursue local studies. And for me personally, to clear up that misconception, local universities are great. They still provide you with the necessary education, the facilities. Every uni has a library. So if you really want to be smart, just go down there and study. It's not that difficult, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, to say that local universities aren't as good as as overseas universities is one thing, and I can agree with that to a certain extent only. But to completely say that and undermine our local education, I believe that is a policy, because local universities can compete with overseas universities. Most of our universities are ranking under 200 in the QS World Universities, and there's 1,000 universities in the world.
Yeah,
Being in the
that's true.
top 10% is amazing enough for a country as small as Malaysia itself.
Yeah. Okay. What about Aidan?
For me, I think it's also the same misconception that it's not good enough. And if you go overseas, the employer will say, "Wow, this guy is going to Oxford, he's going to like big universities." That's not true to a certain extent. At least in the CS world that I know of. My dad said, "Okay, let's say if you go to any university that's teaching CS, if they teach you the same thing as another university in Malaysia, don't you get like the same result, the same outcome, the same graduate? They have the same skills."
Yeah.
So for me, at least in CS, is that it boils down to what you can do.
It's your skills.
It's your skills, yeah, exactly. It's your skills. So when you're in like local universities or overseas, it doesn't matter. It comes down to you whether you want an extra certificate. For example, you want a certificate in, let's say, hacking or password hacking. You can grab that, and it will be much better than the person who say graduated from what university? Oxford. Yeah. So it boils down to you. That's mine.
So basically, to add to that, my dad told me once that the difference between local universities and overseas universities is the students' initiative itself. Like the students in overseas, for example, in architecture, they they discuss like the things that outside of the classroom, like things that are not in their syllabus. For example,
So
in
very
our
practical lah.
yeah. Like okay, they studied all the theories that their lecturers told them and stuff, but then they had the initiative to expand their knowledge and to initiate more ideas.
Yeah, you
that
talked about AI, right?
yeah, and like macam for example like how to use AI in buildings, in building like
Infrastructure.
skyscrapers, for example, like how to use like 100% robots for the at the construction site and stuff. But then in Malaysia, we're still for the in the architecture context, we're still studying the ancient buildings that quite unnecessary, if I could say. Yeah, so it's the students' initiative itself, basically.
So in the CS as well.
Yeah, in CS as
So
well.
outdated in Malaysia, you're studying all these ancient
Yeah.
stuff. Then like in overseas or like maybe more up to date one, they're studying like AI, they're studying what's coming next. Because it's always updating their syllabus,
Yeah.
always updating. But this one is like, this is good enough.
Yeah.
This is good enough.
Yeah, if you scroll like LinkedIn on daily basis, you can be amazed by all of the technologies that they introduce to us. Like every single day, they always have new
So it's
stuff.
something new.
Yeah, always have something new.
So maybe if we can talk a lot more deeper about that, what do you guys think? Macam if anything like one thing that you guys can point out about your own university, how can they improve their reputation in general? Like maybe in terms of education, facilities, or maybe the manpower in terms of the teachers, the staff, semua. So what do you guys think that's something that Malaysia or your own uni can tackle?
I think, so I was writing this down when I saw the question. I just kept wondering, how can we like improve the reputation of like local universities? Okay, I'm talking like in general. Okay, I think we should start with the students. Always start with the students. Start building up the students rather than saying, oh, this university got like 100% employability rate. This university is like up to date.
Yeah.
Always start with the students. This is like the prime example. What comes out of that university is the prime example of what that university provides.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe how do you know that MIT is a good university? Maybe you got like, for example, Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. So these people are from MIT, and they know that Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, Bill Gates created all these. It's like an example. So we have to start example in Malaysia as well.
Oh, understand?
Yeah.
So maybe we have to maybe improve the facility, the syllabus. Don't just say proof.
Yeah.
Practice what you preach. Okay, what about
Yeah,
Max
for sure.
and Kamal?
Yeah, I think definitely facilities wise, because Malaya is an old university. Ask me if I'm happy or proud of studying. Like, yeah, I'm studying at number 1 university in the country, so why wouldn't I be proud?
Maybe I know talking about the facilities,
Yeah, the
or
facilities,
the lecturers. Okay,
A
how
bit
do you
of a
explain?
letdown, the facilities. Malaya has to improve their facilities. Maybe the hostels. I mean, I live in a comfortable enough hostel, but my friends in the other college, where they are crammed 4 people in one room, one fan. I believe that is very, very not conducive for people to study. That's not nice. Yeah, so I believe the facilities only is for me. That's the only complaint. The educators are excellent. Definitely people with experience, with knowledge, who push your students to be better. I had the opportunity of learning with the best lecturers in PASUM, I believe. At least for social sciences, as it is a new course. So learning with them has been phenomenal. You can see the social science students. All of us are happy with the educators. No complaints.
Okay.
I think, as we discussed just now, maybe Malaysian syllabus is a bit more behind. So, like introducing more innovation in our syllabus, like updating it constantly. Also, maybe having more opportunities to do research. That would be amazing as well. And discuss just now also maybe like highlighting the alumni from each of our schools. And, yeah, we would love to have Bill Gates from APU and stuff like that. So I think bringing the achievements of the individual students to the public would be something that can really, really boost the reputation.
Marketability, the marketing of the students, my man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible to make, for example, like APU the next MIT. Maybe like we can have like the next MIT, like an MIT in Malaysia. Yeah. Maybe APU or UTP can be our MIT. Yeah. So anything is possible.
It's very possible, sebenarnya. Just need a little bit more time.
Okay, so we're coming to the last question, sadly. So, how do you guys see the future of local universities evolving in Malaysia?
I believe from here on out, it will only advance to be better because the syllabus is going to improve. Definitely. Given that, you know, most of our universities are definitely universities that do research.
Yeah.
That means they're always updating, despite being a bit outdated. But we are on that track to become universities of research. We want to improve our research, what we are studying. So all of our graduates will soon be better. And recently, it's a trend. People who graduate from local universities here are migrating to work outside the country.
Yeah,
This is something
that's true.
we can commonly see on Twitter. And what does that mean here? That our graduates are of quality that we can work internationally.
Yeah.
We have people who are working here who work for companies outside of the country. My dad's friend works for a Japanese company, works from home, earns 20k
Wow. A month?
a month.
Wow.
20k.
Remote working, right?
Remote working.
Yeah.
He's in Malaysia here. If he has had to attend a meeting, the flight is sponsored by his company.
Wow.
So basically, our graduates are of that quality, and I believe it will only improve from now.
I think we have a lot of news about like fresh post SPM students who prefer going overseas.
Yeah.
Even us, like
Yeah,
I wish
we
I was
used to
studying
want that,
there. Yeah, so I think the government is seeing that, and they should really start addressing that brain drain, that situation that we have. So I do hope that they continue to introduce innovation in the education system, and yeah, nowhere to go but up from here. Hopefully,
Personally, I think where I see the future right now, I guess I'm a bit optimistic. It's optimistic, is good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
How I see it is that it's like went down a bit. Because nowadays, if you see like some people like just finish SPM, have you seen like the trend that they just prefer working like a Grab?
Yeah, it's a trend.
Instant jobs. Instead of like going study again.
Work
Let's say,
money.
Yeah.
because like local university nowadays, I think that they don't open the employability rate to like the students to go somewhere that they want to be. And sometimes they feel like they're being put in a job that they don't want to be. So that's why some people after finishing SPM, why should I study 3-4 years and after that I have to struggle like 3-4 months to find a job that pays minimum wage? Why don't I just work Grab right now?
Yeah.
I think it's not. Right now it's good. Right, good lah. Like early, like you can get easy money, right? But
Yeah.
what about the long stage? Are you just
Yeah.
gonna work like this? Because if you work like a company, you get your salary raise, right?
So salary akan naik, it will go up.
Yeah. So I think the problem is right now is local universities should start pulling students in it rather than scaring it away. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
University shouldn't be advertised as hard, but it should be advertised as the place of opportunities for people who believe that easy money is the best answer. Because easy money is never the answer, kids.
Yes.
Do pursue your education.
Take note.
Okay.
It's okay, I'll add on something.
Okay. Thank you.
Just to let you guys know, time management is something very important, no matter where you are. Because personally for me, I can speak about this because I was in debate. I had days where I didn't go to class. So people were learning and foundation is fast. So this day something else, next week new topic already.
Yeah.
So I was left behind by 3 to 4 weeks. Despite winning, but still, I was left behind 3 to 4 weeks. So the problem that arises here, how was I going to learn the syllabus and catch up in time for my finals? So what I did was, basically, knowing me, I don't study with friends. I study alone, except during the exams. So have the time for yourself. Your me time, the time for yourself could be the time that you use for study. Studying alone is therapeutic in of itself, as long as you can focus. And to enter the state of focus is as simple as knowing what you want to do and why you do it. When you have a strong why, you have a strong want, then only can you do these things with passion. You don't see studying as a burden, but you see studying as the process to achieve your dreams.
True.
So for me, manage your time wisely. No matter where you go, manage your time.
Okay. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up our episode for today with the title Educational Horizons, Opportunities and Realities in Malaysia. Yeah, I guess that's all from our guests and us today. Thank you so much for listening. I think this will be our second last episode actually.
Yeah.
So still tune in for the last episode. I think that will be coming out in the next 2 months or next month. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.